we're gonna talk about Jay-Z, right? Because as every celebrity in Hollywood is presented with how Nori says it, the three doors of entertainment. How you are presented with a choice of three doors. If you look back at somebody's career, you can always tell when they were presented those three options. You can tell what door they went through. So now we're gonna dive in on the door that Jay-Z went through the first time he was presented them. Now, Jay-Z's nephew was killed in an auto accident, right? Which is an interesting choice in words in itself. Usually when you say the word kill, that means an act of violence, right? But the fact that they say he was killed in an auto accident should already be speaking volumes to you. Now, they say Khalik D. Lucky, the nephew of Def Jam president Jay-Z, has died tragically from injuries sustained in an auto accident occurring on Route 220 in Pennsylvania. Representatives from Def Jam confirmed. So Def Jam was the one that confirmed it, right? The passing of Jay-Z's nephew. Now, according to sources, Khalik was traveling with a friend, Roscoe G. Neely, 20, of Brooklyn, New York, on Tuesday, when Neely, who was driving, drifted across the center line and struck a tractor trailer head on. After the collision, the vehicle, a 2005 Chrysler 300, purportedly, I don't know, is that a word? Do they mean reportedly, or is that really a word? Purportedly? Oh, okay, I looked it up real quick. Yeah, it is a real word. It means allegedly, basically. So allegedly, they struck a telephone pole and traveled some 300 feet through a field. Now, sadly, Khalik, who was wearing a seatbelt, was killed. Neely sustained a minor injury and was taken to a local hospital. Now, the interesting thing about the situation is the fact that it's been reported that the vehicle involved in the accident was actually purchased by Jay-Z for the 18-year-old Khalik as a graduation present. So Jay-Z bought his nephew this vehicle that he would later pass away in. So now the question has to be asked, did you put a hex on that vehicle when you gave it to him? Did you cast a spell over that vehicle before you gave it to him? What did you do to that vehicle before you gave it to him? Is it already the demonic energy that's surrounded around you as being in the music industry? Is it the same? Is it that same energy that latches on to everything that you touch? These are the questions that we have to ask. But come on, right? Let's dive into the numerology of this situation. Now, Jay-Z equals 62 and 46, just like sacrifice. Now, if you don't understand what you're looking at, this is the practice of turning letters into their numerical value. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, so on and so forth. There are four base ciphers of the English language. If you pay attention to the name of the cipher, is telling you what to do in that cipher, right? Reduction, you'll reduce, right? Reverse, you'll put the English language in reverse, so on and so forth. It's simple instructions. Now, the thing about that word sacrifice, Jay-Z's nephew passed away 206 days after Jay-Z's birthday when sacrifice equals 206 in the Latin/Jewish cipher. Now, also with that word sacrifice, Jay-Z dropped the album, right, after his nephew passed away, where he's in the red room, where we know the red room is linked to blood sacrifices. So he lets you know with this album, Kingdom Come, with him being in the red room, that blood sacrifice was made. Now this happened. This album was dropped exactly 73 weeks after the death of his nephew, when sacrifice equals 73. Now, not only that, now we have to remember that at that time, around 2006, Jay-Z was at the top of the game. Rockefeller, we was wearing Rockaware. Rockefeller, that was his label at the time. Rockefeller equals 73 as well. And peep the synchronicity it also has when you put the English language in reverse. So it also has a synchronicity there as well. This was confirming that blood sacrifice that was being made with that album in the red room. See, it's things that's being told to you. But if you don't understand what you're looking at, it's going to go right past you. But see, these are the things that's being spoken without being spoken. Everybody else in the industry understands what they're looking at when they see this type of stuff. But come on. Right? Because Jay-Z's nephew died on the 28th of June, 28/6. Now, the 28th of June is also a day leaving 186 days remaining in the year. What do you know? Just like rapper and Rockefeller. This is the date numerology that his nephew passed away on. That's connecting to his uncle, Jay-Z. This was a sacrifice for him and his label Rockefeller to keep on moving. See, it's things that's being done in the back burner, in the background, in order for these folks to keep on climbing. Nori told you, it's 3 doors. You can tell by looking at somebody's career which door they went through. Who start passing away around them? Do they start wearing feminine clothing? Or do they just fall off? Pay attention. Now, on this album, Kingdom Come, once again, that was linked to the Red Room. So we know that it was linked to this sacrifice. Now, on this album, Kingdom Come, on track number 5, called Lost One, Jay-Z actually talks about the death of his nephew in verse 3. Now he says, my nephew died in the car I bought. So under the belief it's partly my fault. Right? He said, close my eyes and squeeze, try to block that thought. Place any burden on me, but please, not that, Lord. So for some reason, for some odd reason, he feels that if his nephew's car accident was his fault, if I sold you a car and said, hey, man, you know, I fuck with you, man. You my friend, bro. I've been really just trying to get this car off my hands, bro. Just give me 2,000. I was going to sell it for 5 bands, but just give me 2, man, and you can have it. And you turn around and get into a car crash with it. Why would I feel like that's my fault? If it was due to your negligence on the road, you wasn't paying attention to what you was doing, you wasn't paying attention to the other drivers, that's on you. I'm not going to feel like that's my fault because I sold you a car, I gave you a car, and then you get into an accident with it. I'm not going to feel like that's on me. But for some reason, he feels as if that karma, because he knows the energy that's revolving around him. He knows that car accident happened due to him being in the industry. He knows that energy. This is it's almost like Final Destination. You see what I'm saying? Things are happening in the spiritual realm. Because like I said, These folks is walking through that door. Once they walk through that door, they don't know who it's gonna be. They don't get to grab a book of the yellow pages and point out, okay, this one right here, my auntie right here, she live at 3222 Meadow Lane Road. She get off work at 5 o'clock. It don't work like that. They don't get to pick. They hear about it. They understand exactly what happened. They know exactly why. That's the spiritual realm working in the background. See, it's not always things in the physical where they could just pay some niggas to pull up and knock him off real quick. See, that's done in the physical, but also these sacrifices are being carried out in the spiritual. So that's why he feels guilty. He has a guilty conscience. Right? Now back to this album, Kingdom Come. Now, Jay-Z's nephew, or should I say, this album was released 1 year, 20 weeks, and 6 days. So we took the years, the weeks, and the days. Just like Order of Illuminati equals 1,206 in the English Sumerian cipher. Simply the English language multiplied by the number 6. And it happens to have that synchronicity. So we see the groups that he's being aligned with. We see the societies that he's being aligned with. Now, this album was also released 1 year and 146 days after the death of Jay-Z's nephew, just like Society of Jesus equals 1,146, once again in the English Sumerian cipher. Once again, now we see the societies that he is aligned with, that he's on one accord with. This is who he's doing these biddings for. But come on. Right? Speaking of Society of Jesus, the lucky winner, I'm starting to think it's whoever has the numbers at this point. That's who gets chosen. Because if we take the way that they put his name in the article, Khalik D. Lucky, it happens to synchronize up with Society of Jesus. Most importantly, with the number 56. Because he passed away 5 months and 6 days before his uncle's birthday. When once again, Khalik D. Lucky equals 56, when Society of Jesus equals 56. So I'm starting to think it's the person that just happens to have numbers. Everybody has numbers in their name. Who numbers can be utilized. Once again, this album, that Kingdom Come, was released November 21st in the year 06. Has 38 date numerology. So not only did they give you the death, the killing of his nephew in the cover with the red room, they also gave it to you with the date numerology that it was released on. This album was released on 38 date numerology, just like death, killing, and Lucifer. Now, speaking of Lucifer, on once again, this album, Kingdom Come, on the last track of the album, Jay-Z has a song called 44 Fours, right? 444. When we know Jesus, killing, Lucifer, rapper, English, Masonic, and Gematria equal 444. Now, why is this relevant? Because we know that Jay-Z has a theme for that number 444. Because he even dropped an album later on in his career, actually his latest album to date, which is 444. Now, this is not to be misconstrued with the angel numbers 444. Gematria has its own connection with these numbers. That is not to take angel numbers out of their context. This has nothing to do with angel numbers.
The apocalypse is coming. Your family must choose to sacrifice one of the three of you, or the world will end. Make a choice. Knock at the cabin. Rated R.
Right? Because it's also interesting in this album 444 on track number 5, the song 444, Jay-Z apologizes to Beyonce for their miscarriage that they had. I don't know if y'all were aware of this. It is said that Beyonce and Jay-Z had multiple miscarriages. And he spoke on this on the song 444. So this is the second time that Jay-Z has referred to death with that number 444. When we know that killing equals 444. So this is the second time. So he says, so I apologize. I seen the innocence leave your eyes. I still mourn his death, and I apologize for all the stillborns. Why does he always feel guilty for these things? Is it the energy that he carries that's manifesting these things to happen? Was Beyonce and Jay-Z's miscarriage a sacrifice? And pay attention to this album. 444 was actually Jay-Z's 13th studio album. 1 plus 3 equals 4. So it's something about these people with their number 4, because Beyonce also dropped an album number 4. That's what it was called. It was called 4, which was her 4th studio album. So they both know about this numerology. They both know about this energy. They know about this frequency that they're putting out. They know about this. Right? Because the number 4, when she dropped this album, it was released in 2011. Now, it said that in 2010 or 2011, Beyonce suffered a miscarriage. So around this same time, she dropped this album 4. When we know that the number 4 in Chinese culture is linked to death. The number 4 is generally disliked by people, just as the number 13. Remember Jay-Z's 13th studio album, 444. This is because 4 is pronounced the same way. I ain't even finna play around with these folks. The same way you say 4 in Chinese is the same way you say death. So they avoid the number 4 over there in China. So they don't have hotel numbers with the number 4. They avoid choosing phone numbers with the number 4, license plate numbers, things of that nature, avoiding that number 4. So it's interesting. Beyonce has an album named 4 around the same time that they suffer a miscarriage. When we know that even if we take the English language, we take kill, we get 44. Once again, killing, we get 444. And in the album 444, Jay-Z apologizes for the miscarriage of Beyonce. So what's really going on? What's really going on? Was that a ritual? Was that an offer? Was that an offer up? Because these people are in tune with numerology. Both of them. Beyonce and Jay-Z. This is why they are together. This is why they are together. Jay-Z was born on the 4th of December. Beyonce was born on the 4th of September. You don't think these people understand numerology? They was married. They got married on 4/4. You think these folks playing around with you? You don't think they understand what they doing? You don't think they understand the frequency that they on? Everything around them surrounds the number 4. Remember when they was real close with Barack Obama, who was the 44th president?
Talk to
Man,
him,
come
Ken,
on,
folks.
man.
Talk to him.
It's something deeper to the surface, man. Come on.
Talk to him, Ken, folks. Y'all like shit.
But come on, man. Let's get back to the nephew, though. Right? Because if we take the day that Jay-Z was born, December 4th, 1969, Jay-Z happened to be 426 months old at the time of his nephew's car crash, when nephew and car crash both equal 426 in the Sumerian cipher. Now, also with nephew and car crash, nephew and car crash are both synchronized with 71 and 35 in full reduction. Now, what's so crazy about nephew and car crash equaling 35 is the fact that Jay-Z was 35 years old when his nephew got into the car crash. Man, come on, man. It's only so many coincidences in the world, man. These folks is taking out their people, man. Right? Once again, going back to that song Lost One, where he speaks about the death of his nephew. Lost One also equals 35, along with nephew and car crash equaling 35, as he was 35 years old at the time.
Is it ethical to take free money from the government? A lot of small businesses are grappling with this question as they learn about the ERC program, which lets small business owners...
Now, even his nephew, the day his nephew was born, the 26th of September, 9 plus 26 also equals 35. This is why these specific people are chosen. But come on, man. Right? Because lost one also equals 28, as kill equals 28, as Jay-Z's nephew died on the 28th of June. Now, if we take, once again, this is his nephew right here, Khalid Dupree Carter Lucky. Now, if we take Khalid's birthday, Khalid passed away 9 months and 2 days after his own birthday, just like his uncle's full name, Sean Corey Carter, equals 92 as well. Come on, man. Right? Even once again, if we break down the day that he was born, it's all around these people's date of birth. Now, he was born in the year 86 on 121 date numerology, right? Breaking down his birthday, September 26th in the year 86. Now, that happens to equal 121, just like blood sacrifice. equals 121 and 86. And he ended up getting 86th. It's all in their birthdays, man. It's all in their birthdays, man. Now, Jay-Z's nephew also passed away 159 days before his birthday, just like Scottish Rite equals 159 in the English language in reverse. Now, Scottish Rite, right, is a branch of Freemasonry. And we know that Jay-Z is not shy of mentioning his Masonic ties with him being on the song Freemason with Rick Ross. Now, look at this right here. I never broke down these lyrics like this before. I never paid attention to Rick Ross's verse. He said, we the lost symbols, we speak in cryptic codes. He said, ancient wisdom valuable like gifts of gold. I embark on life, my path is all math. See, that was a double entendre. See, you think he talking about money. My path is all money with the numbers. My path is all math. The numbers, the gematria, the numerology. They know this stuff, man. They know these things. He said, I understand the codes that these hackers can't hack or can't crack. He said, Freemason, freelancer, free agents, we faster, big contracts, big contractors, build pyramids, period, we masters, master masons, master builders. This is where they get the brick masons from. Bricks, you build the bricks, build the foundation. They are openly admitting to you that they are Freemasons. They're not hiding it from you. They telling you they know about the numbers. I embark on life. My path is all math. That's why Beyonce and Jay-Z was linked up together. That's why they was put together. It was all on the numbers to create that frequency. 4-4. Now, Jay-Z says he uses a great homophone, right? Very clever guy. I have to admit, he's a very clever guy. Because if you actually listen to this song, the way he says this line, he's fucking with you. He said, bitch, I said I was amazing. Not that I'm a Mason. Now, look how I can spin it. Bitch, I said I was a Mason. Not that I'm amazing. You hear how I can spin it, and you don't know which one that I said when I said what I said.
Like
you don't know which one that I said I'm not. Did I say that I'm not amazing? Or did I say that I'm not a Mason? See, they put it this way in the lyrics, but the way he says it, the way he sounds when he says it, he fucking with your head. Now he playing with you. Now he playing with you. Because you don't know which one he mean. Like, damn, which one did he say? Which one did he say? Which one did he mean? But no, he was admitting in the song. He said, bitch, I said I was a Mason. Not that I'm amazing. That's what he said. And that's what these people are telling you. They're putting it right in front of your face. But that's all we got for this video, man. I can conclude, man, that these was rituals, man, right in front of us all along.